Get the position. Right them now. Get over there. You.
Hi, so I promised you the third episode on sound checks. Now this is the one where the artist gets it right and the sound engineer gets it right and everything works really, really well. Almost. So I was doing a gig. This was not in Birmingham, so I had to travel. On this occasion I didn't take my PA system with me because one was already provided. It was at the conference centre. And I was promised that there'd be a great team there. These guys always, and it was guys this time, sorry ladies, they do the sound so they know what they're doing. I was a little bit nervous because I tend to sort of still put my stuff in my car just in case. And I thought I'll take a risk, this might be alright. During the week I booked the time I was coming and then you was coming and they said they'll be ready for me and I said cool. I got there a few minutes before my time to start and they were ready. And they were waiting, which is really, really good. Now, there's some sound guys that are always prompt, on time. There's one or two that sometimes they're still laying a few leads and stuff. You know, that sort of happens in our job. But these guys were done. So, I introduced myself, ran the sound check. They got me a brilliant mix. I was in heaven. This is like artist heaven. You know, we have got the sound right. I've done my work. I'm going to sound good. And it went well. It went really, really well. The set one went brilliant. Now, set two. For set two, I had to wait as we do. I was backstage. I was getting a bit nervous, as we sometimes do. And then they called my name and I can't quite remember what's happening. I think the organizer must have been speaking to me just before they called my name. So that kind of unsettled me a little and I sort of went, oh, my name's called, oh, gotta be on stage. And usually I do certain little checks, you know, in terms of my mic and packs and all this kind of stuff. But anyway, I rushed on stage and I did my relaxed sort of introduction and went to play and started to play my sax and then the sound wasn't working properly. I'm like, whoa, I can hear the sax, but I can't hear the sax. And I looked over to the sound guys and they were frantically trying to sort out what was going on. And I'm thinking, okay, they know something's going on. I know something's gone wrong. What's gone wrong? And I played a little bit more, so something's gone wrong. And I looked at my pack, make sure it was on its on, played a little bit more of the bars, still wrong. And then something say, look at the floor. I looked at the floor and my microphone had fallen off the saxophone. I thought, how did that happen? I had to sort of stylishly bend down in my lovely dress, make sure I didn't rip anything, pick it up, plug it back on and start playing. But I'll tell you what's really good. These guys were on point because I spotted a mistake. And when I was fixing the bell and I quickly looked over to them, they looked at me. And as soon as I started to play, no feedback. The sound was perfect. And no one would have guessed that there was not a microphone on that saxophone. I was in awe. I mean, that's how sound guys are supposed to work. They are supposed to predict your every move. You're supposed to communicate with them in such a way that it's not obvious. I didn't have to shout on the mic, more sax or anything. I just gave them the look. They knew, I knew. They are fantastic. So, that is a story about where the sound guys get it right, where the artist gets it right, and even when something goes wrong, they both work together to get it right. So here are some tips I want to give you, and it's more than 3 this time. Firstly, if you want to be a successful artist and you want your sound to sound good, as I kept saying before in episode 1 and episode 2, book a sound check. Book it, and most importantly, keep the sound check so you can sort out all your technicals. Number 2, one of the things I say, your sound guys are human just like you. Learn their names. Be polite. Say please and thank you. Some artists are like, I don't know where they come from. They're from another planet. These guys are working hard to make you sound good. tell them thank you. I certainly did. When I finished, I came upstairs and said, guys, thank you. That was a great pickup. Thank you ever so much. And they were really pleased with that because I recognized their artistry, and I recognized their hard work and all that years of experiences they had when they went off to uni to study or whatever, wherever. I recognize it because they made me sound good. And that's another point. They make you sound good. Your performance is going to rise or fall based on what happens in your sound. And you could have practiced for 20 hours, 100 hours on all your songs and got it right in your bedroom or in the studio, wherever it is you rehearse. But if the sound guys get it wrong, or you upset the sound guys and they decide not to support you, because sometimes that happens. Sound guys, we know that happens, doesn't it? That's it. Game over. The other thing I would say, like I've said before, learn something about PA systems, because when I went to that particular gig, I was able to say to them, I actually like my lows a little bit at this setting, I like my highs at this setting, my mids, EQs, and have this kind of conversation, a little bit of technical language. Not wholly for technical language, but just enough for them to know I understood, they could talk back to me, and we could just repartee and get it sounding and working as a team, because they're part of your team. And finally, I would also add, roll with it. After getting everything right as an artist and them getting everything right as engineers, who would have known that the mic would have fallen off the bell of the sax? So roll with it, work with it, and if they got your back and you got theirs, it's going to be a great sound. So that's my few suggestions. I'm interested to hear your suggestions. Anything you've learned that's made it work really well in your sound with the engineers or with sound checks, please send me a comment, put it below, and I'll message back and we can have a little bit of discussion, because it's going to help someone somewhere. And if you like what you've heard, you like what you see, then please press the like button, subscribe for more, and share it. Okay, I'll be back soon. Speak to you later. Bye.